I had always wanted to, try teaching, and my father had said to me one time, you should try teaching, and my wife had said to me, you should try teaching. I want you to look at this, and I want you to think about how center mass came into the design of Tickle Me Elmo. I try to attract as many kids who want to take AP Calc as possible, because I really feel that all the math you take in high school is leading up to this climax, if you will, of, this is why you learned all that stuff, all that information for the past 6, 7, 8 years. We're going to put it all together this year. We're going to show you where it's used in real life, and we're going to turn you out into the world and hopefully get you inspired to follow ideas that you never thought were even possible.
It's in those four walls of the classroom where magic really happens. And they just open up their hearts and sing. And these voices of these high school kids who put it out there with such tenderness and expression, that's amazing. It's amazing. So that's where I find the joy in what I do.
I would like to get my kids to sing. But I think it would have a totally different sound.
You've just met John and Regina McAllen. He teaches math, she teaches music. Since ancient times, scholars have recognized the complex relationship between the two. Math and music, that is. John and Regina's relationship is simpler. They're husband and wife. And while we couldn't find any statistics on the percentage of teachers who marry other teachers, anecdotal evidence points to it being a somewhat common occurrence. What might make it less common is that when Regina and John met, fell in love, and got married, John wasn't a teacher. He was a successful engineer at Johnson & Johnson, with 5 biomedical device patents under his belt.
You only get one trip around, and I kind of felt like I wasn't on the track I wanted to be on. And I had always wanted to, try teaching. And my father had said to me one time, you should try teaching. And my wife had said to me, you should try teaching. You'd be, you're a people person.
So even though more than a few friends thought he was nuts, John took the steps necessary to become eligible to teach in New Jersey through the state's alternate route teacher preparation program. Soon after, he was accepting an AP Calculus position at Point Pleasant and putting his private sector experience to use in the classroom.
You can articulate the tool with relative ease. If the mass weren't distributed right here at my fingertip, it would be difficult for me to have precision with it. So,
Mr. McAllen does use a lot of practical examples in our class. He'll actually relate it to something in the real world, so it gets in our mind more and we know actually what we're doing and why we're doing it.
He knows what he's talking about, and he knows how to teach it to the kids in an interactive way so that we will never forget it.
I always love when the students, they try to get me off track in class by talking about one of my patents that I received through J&J. And I can always keep on the curriculum because I can think of, with math, how does this really apply to this thing that they're asking me about from industry?
He has a passion for it. Obviously, he had an awesome job before he was a teacher, but if he left that to teach kids, I think that's why he teaches so well, because you can just see there's such a passion there and a love for it.
John feels his successful transformation from industry achiever to educational rock star is in no small part due to the support of his colleagues. It definitely didn't hurt that he had an accomplished mentor living with him at home. As a music teacher at Howell High School, Regina McAllen's choirs have a string of first-place finishes and noteworthy performances, and the ever-growing wall of fame in her classroom speaks to the success of her students. It's also a motivational technique that John borrowed for his own classroom.
Actually, it was her idea, but I started
Well,
bringing
you
it to
printed the
class.
names on the page, but then I formatted it to make it look
Right.
prettier. I used my sort of creative flair to make
Yeah.
it look a little bit more formal and elegant. Got the frames for it and have it framed on the wall now.
So it's definitely a motivator for the kids. My numbers have grown just by doing little things like this.
Speaking of those growing numbers, AP Calculus enrollment at Point Pleasant has quadrupled since John started teaching it. He's also recruited big time for the Math League. And when he felt some of his students should be taking higher level calculus than the AB course the school offered, he started teaching them BC calculus on the side.
He had 10 kids in Calculus BC unofficially, and they took the Calculus BC exam. 8 out of 10 of them scored the highest score possible. That's special.
He tries to expand the horizons of math. He teaches all skill levels and all interest levels, so somebody who may not necessarily be the most interested in mathematics can take his AP Calculus class And generally, I think they become a better student and a person as a result of the different exercises and homework he gives that really expand your thinking capabilities.
Added together, all of those things are probably just a fraction of the reasons John recently received his profession's highest honor, the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching.
Winning it was one of the best experiences of my entire life, and I feel blessed that I've had the mentorship from not only Regina, but from people inside the district and outside the district that have really helped me with my craft. I'm just thankful for all those people and the support I've gotten.